Hello. It is 15th December 2025, 52 past 9 p.m. Oh no, Sanctuary is not running yet. I don't want to burden your brain with this infinite screen. So let's start Sanctuary. Today I didn't remember much of my dreams, but they kind of left an interesting impression. Hello, sister. You're coming? Nice. So, yeah, we're here today. 15th December, Monday. Yeah. Yesterday, I didn't remember any dreams, sadly. Today, just a tiny snapshot of helping organize open kung fu classes in a traveling dream bus. Quite spacious inside. Interestingly, it was parked in my hometown on the street of my secondary school. Weird ambience. I remember being a bit stressed, someone judging me, but I am centering myself, sifting away what is unjust and harmful from myself, and calming myself thus in the face of an inner invasion. Dream idea and impressions. So this is a returning concern topic for me. Preventing free access of unwanted things under my skin. Thoughts are often foreign, worries and fears especially. We get them from others through all sorts of verbal offenses and non-verbal tensions, the judgments passed on to us, flattening us into boxes. To what extent something is mine and of another, the boundary is blurred. But thoughts and emotions ought to have limited access to the full system control. They ought be observed with care and have limited access to emotional steering tunnels. They ought not become independent actors by overriding internal landscape controls with their simple stressor-free responses. Breathe. You can handle it. Are you dreaming? Yep. So today morning was quite stormy, but we managed to go through it by focusing on attention to things that need to be done. And so it somehow worked today. Also, we're contemplating on our trajectory of lucid dreaming, learning to dream lucidly. The feeling, situation moment when during the day you ask yourself whether you're dreaming. And in that moment, for the moment you suspend the reality by assuming that you are actually dreaming right now. To practice what will happen then, when that happens within a dream. How will you behave? If I will be semi-lucid like the last time I realized I'm dreaming, not wishing to be in my family house, and being so obsessed with the idea to try to rotate myself and be in another place. Instead, and I kept rotating, and I kept being in the same place, in the same house where I didn't want to be in that lucid dream. Instead of being in that place without the strong desire to change it, but be in it with full attention and interest. What does this dream want to show me? What does this other part that's dreaming the dream for me, which I am observing, want to show me? To be attentive in that. Some tools can help. I really want my magic wand to appear then in my hand and shine light, especially on the things that might be scary. so I can feel it protects me from danger. A magical weapon of sorts. An imagination of actually protecting myself from external threats instead of letting them always get me. So yeah, it's good to know how to protect yourself, even I guess within your own dreams. Because sometimes you might have internalized the threats that happen to you daily. The evil looks, dismissing words. Yeah. Sometimes they need to be faced in dreams as well. I wish I were lucid in those moments. But yeah. So this is kind of the dream from today. Very short. It is Kung Fu. Interesting, it was, the bus was very interesting inside. It was like, you know, outside normal bus, but inside there was a proper gym for training Kung Fu. So it was quite cute. It would be nice to have such a bus. Yeah. What are we doing now, sister? I just want to know the usual. Oh, we're recording correctly. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm currently reading Simone Weil essay, Reflections on the Right Use of School Studies with a View to the Love of God, which is extremely interesting, and it perfectly aligns with my current tropes of dealing with stormy days through attention. For attention without being devoured by those things. Yeah. Maybe one day I will be able, but when I finish reading it, it will be good to make proper notes out of this essay. So that might be coming. But today, now I just wanted to finish some tiny note making session, because yeah, I'm quite new to Linux, but today happily I made my first proper conscious wget call, because I've been using it to get some like repositories in past, but I've been doing just by copy and pasting the code without understanding what it does. And today I learned more about wget and wrote my custom command to it to download files from my phone through an FTP server. So that was really fun. And I want to finish notes on wget. Most of it here is from Wikipedia. And it's all pretty interesting. Yeah, I recommend reading it, but maybe I should read a bit. Yeah, it is nice. So, wget is a computer program that retrieves content from web servers. It is a part of a GNU project. Its name derives from World Wide Web and GET. It supports downloading via HTTP, HTTPS, and FTP, and that's what I did today. Its features include recursive download, conversion. I'm just reading from the Wikipedia, but maybe that's nice to listen about the wget. It's a very neat command. So maybe let's just read straight from Wikipedia, since that is just copied. Yeah. Its features include recursive download, conversion of links for offline viewing of local HTML, and support for proxies. It appeared in 1996, these things are old, coinciding with the boom of popularity of the web, causing its wide use among Unix users and distribution with most major Linux distributions. So, wget filled a gap in the inconsistent web downloading software available to the mid-1990s. No single program could reliably use both HTTP and FTP to download files. Existing programs either supported FTP, such as NCFTP, or were written in Perl, which was not yet ubiquitous. I don't know what ubiquitous means. What does it mean? Ubiquitous, present, appearing, or found everywhere. Okay, so Perl was not yet present everywhere. While wget was inspired by features of some of the existing programs, it supported both HTTP and FTP and could be built using only the standard development tools found on every Unix system. At that time, many Unix users struggled behind extremely slow university and dial-up internet connections, leading to a growing need for a downloading agent that could deal with transient network failures without assistance from the human operator. Very cool stuff, very cool stuff. Yeah. So, I wanted to finish my notes, and yeah. Let's write about some interesting and useful flags for wget. So, the very important thing is like -- spider, so you can run a dry run to see what would be downloaded. With R you download directories, which is why I used wget in the end instead of FTP, because FTP command lets you only download single files. So that's what it turned me to actually learn about wget today. So, normally, by default, wget downloads into your current working directory. You can either change it with a flag -p followed by the place where you want it download to, but you can also just go to that directory and run wget from there. Super cool, very cute. And so, normally, when you download this directory using wget, you will get this whole like address from which you're downloading, like that will be the folder structure that will be created where you download the thing. So in most cases, like, you really don't need your URL to be present in that directory structure that you download, so you can use the command nh. And when you run nh, you see it skips wait, hold on. Because it's not showing. Yeah, that's without. And with cut tiers. I think this might be hallucinated, because since that is without, but is it without and? I think it might be hallucinated, because the thing is, when you do nh, the URL part is skipped in your new directory structure. When you do cat dirs and then a number, that directory levels will be skipped. So I guess if this is end without cat dirs, let's say 1, you will get something like this. And if you do it like with nh and with cat dirs -1, it will also go without projects. So you will have a structure like that. So let's ask if that is correct. Is that correct? Almost, but not quite. Let's say that's our remote path, the project here. Level 1, level 2. Without. Removes. Without an H and with cat one here. Okay. I need to let the beast in. The beast is at the door. Hello, beast. Which the beast? Do you want to sleep? Or what? Sleep? I help you. This way. No? That's not what you want? What do you want then? What do you want? We have played today quite a bit. But don't go on the keyboard. Okay. Do you want to play a bit more? Okay, tiny break for more playing with Lincoln. Okay, let's get back to it. I want to hear the hooting as well. Okay. So let's go back to learning. Did the camera switch? Yeah. So we're listening to Hogsmeade shopping trip today. Yeah. Anika is coming. Okay. Time to sleep. And so, why was I wrong there? So that's our starting URL. We have basic wget, and that's it downloads our current directory, and that's the structure it creates with an H. Then it removes the hostname, so we get with project file at @dears1. That removes hostname directory. That removes the first directory, removes projects. Creates. You were right! But there's a catch? Okay, there's a catch. What's happening? Actually, let me test this to be sure. The behavior can be subtle. In practice, this would download projects as current directory because @dears removes projects, so files from projects end up in current directory. Yeah, that's the thing, no? Download without cutting downloads that. @dears1 removes home. Yeah. We have user. Cut 2 levels. Yeah. Cut 3 levels. Yeah. So your example was actually correct. That I'm curious. But at first it said almost but not quite. This is curious. But I like how it kind of started that smells kind of off, but then was like, actually, okay. What the hell? We can just like that start a simple FTP server, but I don't think I have Python installed. Python doesn't come on its own. With I guess Ubuntu, no? Yeah, no Python. No, there is Python installed. Oh, that is cool. Holy shit. Let's do that. This is actually a cool example. So, tmp test FTP. Python 3-m. Can you please explain to me what is happening here? But I'm going to follow another like learning stream, and maybe it would be good since we verified that it's good. Yeah, let's not dive into it because I want to do some actual sanctuary coding today, and we still need to finish the notes here. So it is tempting, but no, it's actually work. Let's go back to the useful flags. So the first flag, very useful, spider. Limit damage. Don't go to parent directories. This one I don't understand. So we need to ask about this. So I'd like this to be like our basic flags, and here we will have limiting damage. And these are very nice examples that will be useful to have them. Wait, like this, and here as well. So L, I think, is the same as levels. Do we get more like? So you only go recursively because we also have the air flag here. You have like only 2 levels deep recursively. Here you limit to maximum 100 megabytes, and here we go to, so we need to ask about this one. So that will be the question that we will return to, but download and retry. Continue partial download. 5 retries. That's the students with their shitty connection. This is interesting. Bandwidth control. Continue partial download. That's very curious. How does that even work? This is amazing. Resume and retry. And that is C for partial download, T 5 retries, try 5 times, T, and W, wait 10 seconds in between. Retry even on connection refused. Interesting. Okay, these are nice examples to keep as well for future. Yes. And then we have bandwidth control, timeout control, next timeout control. I don't even know about such situation. But so let's mark it as it needs to be researched further. And yes, limit rate, K for kilobytes, M for megabytes. Timeout control. So this is like to this. I think of an application for this. Yeah, this is, I just created this sub notebook about networking in Linux directory because I know nothing about networking, but I would be very happy to slowly, finally, learn more about it. So there's pattern matching. This is actually important, and I can see use cases for that. Directory mirroring. No idea what that is. So, pattern matching will definitely write down. So let's copy that. So, yeah, recursively our known R flag -A means only, and you just like write them like this. Simple. Just separate them by a comma. R means exclude. Accept regex, and then we can also use the regex pattern. So what would this pattern do? That's interesting. So dot means any, star, any character, asterisk I think means like any number. And what does that means? I don't know. Regex is a very elusive thing for my brain. I always need to learn it again whenever I use it. But I like regex. Actually, it is very pleasant for me to always have an opportunity to have to use regex. It feels like writing a tiny magical script to capture certain patterns in like text. It's very like occult and like Kabbalah stuff using regex and director mirroring. And here we will just leave I research. What does that even mean? Such a... Well, I think let's just get it. Let's not be lazy. In future, I will learn this part. What could that mean? Then we have timestamp prevention. Wow. With timestamping, only download if newer. Oh, interesting. So if at your location you already have a file, I guess, with the same name, the same path, it will only download or re-download it if there's a newer on the... if that file has a newer timestamp. This is interesting. So much stuff that you can do with just one command. This is cool. Yeah, this is the day when Maria learns about wget. I wonder how you even pronounce that thing. Is it said? Does Wikipedia say how to pronounce it? Wget. No. For me it's wget. Wget. And so... authentication and cookies. Wow. This is super cool. Session handling. Keep session cookies. But where does it save them? No cookies. Wow. What the hell? And you can like also fake the agent that you're coming from, that you're pretending to be like Mozilla 5.0. This is ridiculously cool. Okay. Okay. And here we will have authentication and cookies. And cookies. Let's session. This I want to have together. So like so this is user password. For password protected, load cookies. Save cookies. And interestingly, because for so this is just user and password, but when you're using FTP, you're using a flag FTP user and FTP password. But interestingly, you can just put them in the URL. So, save session cookies. Or maybe let's do it separately. Okay. Here. Cookies. Saved. And yeah, let's actually, so that we are just doing now, but I want to add things to do in the networking category, which is a new thing. It's a new thing for me to do. And here we will have also cookies. Cookies. I want to learn about cookies. What they actually, what stuff you can stuff into them. How can you retrieve them? How can you see the cookies per website? Yeah, these are very interesting. Where are the cookies? It says here, you have the file. Interesting. Load cookies from the file. But that's a text file. Can't cookies be also like images? And like proper media information? I wonder. No cookies, keep session cookies, interesting. And now you headers and user agent. This is crazy. So here we want like a proper flyer icon. I wonder if there's like a emoji. There has to be emoji extension for Obsidian, so that I don't have to copy them from this. And okay, So logging, I'm not so interested. Progress display is there. I'm not interested. And now practical pro trips. Download entire website for offline reading. MKW2PE What? P. Get all required page elements. E. Add HTML. Backup original files as ORIG. What the hell? So like, let's say we have this web page, which has a lot of JavaScript on it. What happens if I download this shit? Let's see. So, here ls is out. Okay, so the things I wanted to download are downloaded. But now let's go to, where are we? And let's make a directory. H. And here, let's try this thing. What happens there if I download this thing? Like, it can't work, there's so much JavaScript. I mean, I will get the text, but yeah, let's see what happens. So we're here, and this is so cryptic. So so we are running wget mkw2pe. Wget mkw2 w2-p-e. What the hell? -e -np -k, and just this. Like, what happens then? No, not here. Holy shit, not here. Here. Because it downloads into where you download it, into where you are. What is with refer? Alright, let's see what happens here. Ah, forbidden. Oh, they're refusing us. This makes sense. Can we get it to work with like this faking agent stuff? Oh yeah, this is for sure. Focus mirror. MK, was that mirror stuff? Oh yeah, that's the mirroring. But I don't know what it does. Okay, so we'll need to ask. Check SSL. Not recommended for security. Random wait? Why random wait? Yeah, what if we just have our command and add here that we are using user agent equals Mozilla dash 5.0. So I'm getting refused. Can you please? I refused. Yeah, anti-scraping measure. Yeah, exactly. How to fix it? Uses Cloudflare. What the fuck? You can know that it is Cloudflare just by the fucking IPs? Anti-bot detection. Detects wget as bot even with Mozilla. So user agent that isn't in that. So web application firewall blocking automated access. Your request might be hitting rate limits. Mirror and convert links. So this we need to learn about. Wait 2 seconds between requests. Get all paid request. Append HTML extension if needed. No parent. Keep the original file. So what the fuck? What the fuck? A more realistic user agent, so like describing the whole fucking user agent, Mozilla Windows NT 10. So we're like Windows 10 Apple WebKit. What? Like Chrome, Safari. What is this bullshit? Accept. So here we like headers, coding, GC, plate, upgrade. Okay, let's see. But yeah. And let's try this. Will that work? No fucking way. So we're here. What? Nothing to... No, we don't know that something, but probably some bullshit. Let's see. What? wget command examples? What's going on? How does one run to the end? Control A, you jump to the beginning of the command. But how do you jump to the back end? Shortcuts. Control A, jump to the string. Control E, jumped the end. No, this is some bullshit. Yeah. This is not an HTML file. Interesting. Limit depth and be gentle. This is a cool thing. This is cool stuff. Okay. Using curl, HT track, specialized for website copying. What the hell? Use Python with request library. What? Oh. Can we just wget just like the single file? Do we need to specify anything else to just get a single file? No, not recursive. Can I? Let's see with Spider actually. This way I don't know stuff, I can just check. So remote file exists. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so it means they don't want to be scraped. But I want to know how does that file look. So let's just get this file. I never actually looked into the content of robots text. So it's like a user agent, disallow, sitemap. That's all. Sitemap. Robots.txt is a file name used for implementing robot exclusion protocol, a standard used by websites to indicate to visiting web crawlers and other web robots which portions of the website they are allowed to visit. The standard developed in 1994 relies on voluntary compliance. Malicious bots can use the file as a directory of which pages to visit, though standard bodies discourage countering this with security through obscurity. Those standards bodies. Okay, some archival sites ignore Robust 60, which makes sense. Like web web archive, internet archive. What was the name of this Wayback Machine? Yeah, so Wayback Machine is ignoring Robust definitely. But they're doing that for a good purpose. The standard was used in 1990s to mitigate server overload. Yeah, in the 2020s, websites began denying bots that collect information for generative artificial intelligence. But as we know, it has been simply ignored. Okay. Yeah, this is another like how to call it, another long tunnel to get into. So I think for now we can end. Yeah, I know about wget quite a bit. It is curious. You can do many stuff with it. Oh, this I will just move here, since I wrote that earlier. I will actually move to here. Yep. Since... yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I wonder... so the other stuff to do today is to commit the stuff in Sanctuary, because I've been doing some work offline, and so yes. Unity died or what? No, it's here. So while working offline, I got to the point where now the images, you can load an image into Node. It looks hideous, but it kind of works. So what's going on? So all these can be commented. Let's see. Okay. From the top. Yeah, types. These are what? One is not showing. Web methods. There's 6 of them. I need to fix my script. It doesn't show, I think, new files. It only shows the edit ones. When it's a new file, it would be nice that it would show the content of the file, so I know what the hell it is. or like at least show the full name of it. So yeah, there could be some tweaks to my comment. Some webpack fixes, yeah. Work on Node. Yeah. Scrolls, yeah. Okay, yeah, all this is good. Yeah, these are the set media notice or set media export config. Except I want to, before we comment that, because it makes some sense. For now, we can't do that. Yeah, like this. And minor change. Set media relative URL. Relative base. And so that we also need to update here. No, that's not that. Yeah, here. That was the set media export config. That we need to rename as the correct method that it's gonna be using. So let's also rename it properly. Okay. And rename this to base array. Set media relative base. Okay, we need to rename this thing here as well then. And we need to change that as well. Okay, did it update here? Why not? It didn't change here, okay. Yeah, good. And so... Okay, we crashed again. Too many open files. Watch. Okay, so this is happening again. I really need to understand it. Since I recently restarted the computer, I shouldn't be getting this. But we need to ask how to deal with this properly. And so... what's happening? A sanctuary is opening. Here. Okay, so now... Please. I keep having problems with webpack on Linux. Hitting some... Oh my god, what's happening here? Hitting some limits on watched files count. Can I fix this? Okay, common problem on Linux when your project is large enough. to exceed system file watching limits. This limit is known as iNotify and is a technology Webpack's file watcher uses. You can fix it by increasing the system's file watcher limit. Okay, so let's add a note about this. But this will be in general Linux. And this will be in... I think there could be like a category like development. Yeah, let's add just a category development. And this will be iNotify. iNotify. So let's check our current limits. 65,000. Increase limit to a much higher number, like blah blah blah. Sudo t what? T, as far as I remember, I have a note on that. T means we're passing it somewhere else as well, yes? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so it's also like splitting like the outputs. Okay, splitting the output stream, that's exactly what it is. So it uses cont ctl configuration. Sysctl. Optimize webpack configuration. Exclude large unnecessary directories. Yeah. But I added it and it changed nothing. Oh, Amiga is sleeping, having a REM phase, dreaming. And so, if we're in webpack config here, I tried that already and it changed nothing. But I guess it seems like a thing that should be in config anyway. So watch options. It's not suggesting. Okay. I don't know why. Watch options ignored. So, I think it ignored will change nothing. Yeah, but I wonder if we use the polling, will that work? Wait. Okay, so curious, it seems to be working with polling. Interesting. So I don't want it actually, because I heard it's heavy on CPU. So this is like on, how is it called? System notifications. Very interesting. Yes. Help me is to be more precise. Ignore pattern. Because okay, so define like node modules, because that's like the root, yeah. So this say ignore everything, which obviously we don't want. Ignore everything except files in the src directory. This is nice. Let's try this thing. So, because but I'm also interested in typings. I just want to see if that works. This would be cool, but I somehow feel like, nah, this won't help. And here we will have the every src everything. Okay. Kill it and start again. No, like, so I don't understand. Too many open files. What if I ignore everything? Then it has to work, right? No, what the hell? Like, ignored everything and it's still too many open files? Getting even when I put in ignored. And I will copy this. Maybe I made some typo. Oh. So this occurs before Webpack can apply signal patterns? You must increase the system file descriptor limit for your user session. What's this here limit? Yeah. Okay, much bigger number. Seems okay. Linux raising limit. But this is stupid. Shouldn't it like ignore before that? Like just ignore all the, because it's all because of the node modules. That shit contains like trillions of files. Okay. So webpack will transfer from a specific directory from the start. Okay. Yeah. Use B, step B. What? But I guess this will really mess up my... I don't even have context defined here, yeah? Context resolved to src. The relative point is now relative to .src. So I would have to remove all these. Okay, so actually let's commit all of that before I mess up below the webpack. Oh, I definitely don't want this in the commit though. Yeah. So, or actually, git addo and git stage. Can I just do web config this? Yeah. And what are the changes to the yeah, okay, so we don't want to commit that. Git C work. Got the images. This is a breakthrough. Got the images. Load in into Node UI. Okay, and let's blow up the webpack now. So if node modules is outside the context, why is it even here? This looks nice too, but web context. This is the context. Okay. So, let's do it. So, we can copy that context from here. Dear name src, yeah. And that means we need to replace that with a bit. Okay. No, it's just not gonna work. Okay. So let's try this thing with temporarily. This is temporary. Let's try a temporary solution. And try again. No. So it's failing on water. So we need to try this other thing with I wonder if it will even work then. Okay. So that is the full error log after setting my context to src. Okay. Where is my server? Here. Static. Directory path resolve. Their name Sanctuary UI dev. It doesn't exist? Huh. Path resolve. Because maybe. No, it's not here. No, it's not going to the... yeah. Okay. Apps. Okay, let's try that. There's no harm in trying that. Yeah, I mean, I hope since the context is set to src, should that depend on that context, or here we need the relative project context? Let's see. Too many open files. Yeah, let's see who's doing that. TypeScript. So this is a temporary thing. Let's try. I guess I just need to sudo this thing, but um 65,000 is the maximum limit. Okay, so okay, we need to end soon as well. So let's add our nodes on iNotify here. Ouch. Why is it copying like? What's going on? Okay. Okay, it's copying the whole thing. So, then sample research is changing. This is CTL. Okay. So we can like temporarily increase it. $65,000, and here is we put 12,000. That's even less. Okay, I think I'm super tired. And they suggested to do like, wow, okay, like a proper big number. Let's try. Okay, and now mind blown. Okay, sometimes you fail to solve some problem. Today we died on webpack. Couldn't even get to coding because we couldn't run the webpack development server. Well, we learned just a tiny bit about iNotify system, so I think the next time we'll have to do a little bit more conscious research on what the hell this iNotify is, how to root files, because it is actually interesting. What if you wanted to update the Blender plugin I wrote for exporting stuff from Blender to Unity? There was like a watcher there. Yeah. Whenever there's changes. Yeah, I wonder. It seems to be an interesting thing to be able to like watch files changes anyway. So it would be good to learn about it. We know we can just do polling and then it will work. But I was stubborn and I wanted to understand what's happening in this problem. Okay, so I'm going to sleep. First, I will read a little bit. Simon Weil, I will finish this essay. Okay. Yeah, I bet that tomorrow morning when I will wake up, the problem will be very easy to solve. Very often is this way. I mean, I'm certain just resetting computer will fix it temporarily, but I want to get to the root cause of what's happening. This error on Linux with webpack. Maybe no more dealing with that today. It's time to sleep and return to that tomorrow. Okay, so I wish you sweet dreams on 15th December 2025. Are you dreaming? Remember your dreams. Write them down in your notebook as soon as you wake up. Okay? Yep. Then,